2026 Honda Civic versus 2026 Honda Accord. If you're in the market for any of these two cars, you're in the right place and you're watching the right video. I'm going to present differences for the design, the size, not the features, because the features can change. You can get navigation, you can get heads-up display, you can get heated seats, ventilated, and all that with different trims. But we're talking about hybrid specifically, and I try to get as close as possible as far as the pricing goes. Now the price on our Civic today is going to be $32,295, and that is because this is the highest trim on the lineup, which is the Sport Touring. And then the price for the Accord in our video today is going to be $35,495. So that's a difference of $3,200, and this is the Sport L, which is almost the highest trim in the lineup. So now let's discuss trim levels. You do have 6 trim levels here, 6 here. The Civic is going to bring you the LX and the Sport in the gas, and then the Sport Hybrid and the Sport Touring Hybrid in the hybrid, and then you have the Specialized SI and the R-Type. To where the Accord has the gas LX and the SE, and then you have 4 different trims for the hybrid. That's going to be the Sport, EXL, Sport L, and then the Touring. So 6 different trims, but the Accord does not get the specialized trim like the Civic gets. Now, what are the engine options? You get gas engine options in both of them, and you get hybrid options in both of them. The hybrid option is going to be the same 2.0 liter inline 4 that's going to be naturally aspirated, and it's going to bring you an eCVT transmission, but you do get different horsepower. 200 on the Civic, 204 on the Accord, and you also get pound-feet of torque difference. 232 in the Civic, 247 in the Accord. So those are going to be your differences. Now, the colors that we have in our video today is going to be a Solar Silver and a Still Night for the Accord. So we talked about price difference, color difference, engine difference as far as the hybrid goes. The gas engine options, I'm not going to get into details right there because it's going to be too many numbers, but there is going to be a difference where you get turbocharged in the Accord and still a 2.0 liter in the Civic. So if you want to watch a comparison between gas engine options, I'm going to do another one between a Civic and a Accord, and we're going to talk about the gas only. Now let's go ahead and talk about the tank size capacity. That's going to be different as well. 12.8 gallons in the Accord, 10.6 gallons in the Civic. Also, MPG is going to be different. 50 city with 47 highway for the Civic, and then the Accord will get you 46 city and 41 highway. So those are the first differences in numbers that you're going to see between the Civic and the Accord. Now, before we move forward, please don't forget to like and subscribe. That's really going to help me out to bring you more content like this one, comparisons, individual reviews, and more videos. This is the Car Compass. My name is Sandu. I'm going to be presenting this video comparison today. And also, don't forget this video is filmed in 4K. Make sure you adjust that YouTube settings to watch this at the highest quality. Also, a big thank you and a shout out to Folsom Lake Honda here in Folsom, California for providing me with both of these cars for the review. Now, this Civic is not going to be a hatchback. You do have the option to get a hatchback in the Civic, but you do not have the option to get the hatchback in the Accord. Also, the reason I'm carrying this measuring tape with me is because once we get in the cargo, I'm going to give you measurements into inches, not just cubic feet of space between the Civic and the Accord, so you know what you can fit in both of these sedans from Honda. Now, let's go ahead and present you the front ends. And let's talk about the headlights first. Full LED in both of them with the daytime running lights, signal lights, and emergency lights. And you do have high beam assist in both of them. You also have active air vents in both of them, and they are going to have high gloss for the top grille and then matte black plastic for the lower grille. Then the bottom lip is going to be the same color as the car on the Civic, to where the Accord will have the high gloss. Let's not focus on specific features because the Civic in our video today is the highest trim. We'll get the parking sensors, to where the Accord, you have to go to the EXL or the Touring in order to get those parking sensors. Now let's move to the side and discuss some rims and tires, and you're gonna get on the Accord one color rim, and that's going to be a matte color. The exact rubber you're getting is a 235 by 40 by 19, and the rubber is a Michelin Primacy. And then if we go to the Civic, you get a two-toned color or a bicolor with machine surface and matte gray, and the exact tire you're gonna get is a Continental Pro Contact with the exact size 235 by 40 by 18. So that's another difference, 18 versus 19 as far as the rims goes. The rocker panel is also going to be different, high gloss on the Accord, same color as the card on the Civic. And then we go to the side mirror. If you go on the Accord highest trim, you will get the blinker light. But in this video, you do not get it because it's a Sport L. And now the side mirror is going to be different design, but pretty much the same idea. High gloss on the top and then matte black plastic on the bottom. Blind spot assist, and it does not have the auto dimming capabilities or automatic foldable. And I don't believe any of these do come with heated option, but you do let me know in the comment section below if you know that information. Now let's talk about the windshield. You do get rain sensing wipers in the Civic, and you do have the option to get the same rain sensing options in the Accord if you go higher trims. They both come with the tilt slide sunroof or moonroof, and around your windows you are going to have matte black plastic in both of them. Now let's go ahead and discuss the most important part of this video, I believe, is going to be the size. So length on the Accord is going to be 195.7 versus Civic 184.8. The width, and that does not include the mirrors, is going to be 73.3 on the Accord, 70.9 on the Civic. Height on the Accord 57.1 versus 55.7 on the Civic. And then your wheelbase 111.4 versus 107.7, and then ground clearance 5.3 on the Accord, and then just 5 inches on the Civic. So that's going to be your numbers for the length, height, and everything else. You know if this is going to fit into your garage, if this is going to be a good fit for you. And now let me give you a side profile with the rear end, and the gas lid is going to be located on the same side for both of them, the driver's side, and it's not going to have a cap for the gas. So now let's go ahead and discuss rear. And now here in the rear, continuing with the differences between the Civic Sport Hybrid Touring versus the Accord Sport L Hybrid. The first real major difference you're going to see is going to be the tail lights design. You do have a bar light that's not going to go all the way from left to right on the Accord to where here on the Civic it's a more traditional tail light system, but they both come with full LED tail lights, but not for the signal lights. On the Civic you do have a bulb for the emergency lights or the signal lights, to where here on the Accord you do have full LED. So that's going to be your first difference. Also, the size is going to be different here for the rear. I showed you pictures with side-by-side comparison so you can take a look. Don't mind this lip right here on top of the tailgate, because this is Sport L and you're going to have that. If you go Touring or the EXL, you do not get the lip here on the Accord. Also, the lettering and the emblems are going to be placed in different positions with the Hybrid, with the Sport Touring or Accord or Civic. That's going to be different as well. And now moving forward, the parking reflectors are pretty much on the same position, and then you have the backup camera pretty much on the same position above your license plate. What's also the same is your exhaust tip, which is going to be located under the car and is going to be on the passenger side for both of them. And now let's go ahead and open this trunk, which is electrically controlled for both of them. You push the button, but that button will look differently. And I'm going to show you this picture side-by-side comparison so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. And now continuing with the cargo cubic feet of space, 16.7 cubic feet of space in the Accord, to where the Civic gets 14.8 cubic feet of space. So that's your difference, and I'm going to show you now measurements into inches between the two. And you're looking right now at the Honda Accord in 2026. The length you're getting is 45 inches right there, and then your entrance is going to bring you about 18 inches. If we drop the backrest of that rear bench and we go all the way behind the first seat, you're getting about 81.5, almost 82, depending where that front seat is located. And then your width here is going to give you about 36 inches right there, which is 3 feet. There you go. And if you want to load something in this Accord, the Honda Accord 26, that's going to give you about 27 inches, almost 28. There you go. And now the first difference you're going to see here is the split of the backrest of the bench for the rear seat. That's going to be 40% for the driver in the Accord, to where the 40% for the passenger in the Civic. So that's your first difference, but none of them do not get the 12-volt outlet here in the back. And now let's go ahead and give you measurements into inches for the Civic. And now you're looking at the Civic, and the length is going to give you about 39.5 right there. If we give you the entrance, that's going to bring you about the same 18 inches right there. We drop the backrest with this lever here, same as the one in the Accord, but we go behind the passenger seat now, and you're going to get about 75.5 inches right there. And then the width between the Civic and the Accord, that's going to give you about 40 inches width for the Civic versus 36 inches for the Accord. So that's interesting. And then your loading height, it's going to bring you almost the same, 27.5 right there. There you go. And now let me go ahead and give you a quick tour of the Civic, what you get under this mat. And this is optional, dealer installed. And this is going to be your tire situation, pretty much the same thing as the Accord. No 12-volt outlet, same way you drop that backrest with the levers. And now let me go ahead and show you here in the Accord what you get under this mat. Pretty much the same way the tire situation looks like, because they are not equipped with the spare tire. Now we are done with the exterior. Let's go ahead and talk interior differences. Now I'm sitting inside the 2026 Honda Civic, and let me start with the legroom, because that's going to be a major difference for the rear. For the front, it's going to be exactly the same, 42.3 inches for the legroom, and then the rear in the Civic is going to be 37.4, to where the Accord will give you 40.8 inches. I'm 6 feet tall, just for you to get an idea how much space I have in this Honda Civic. Legroom, headroom, plenty. I have absolutely no issue. I think long road trips with the Civic would be sufficient for you if you are 6 feet tall or less than that. If you're taller, that's going to be a total difference. Now let's discuss about the seating surface. It's going to be different design, but they both come with real leather, which is leather trimmed and perforation, electrically controlled for the passenger, electrically controlled for the driver, and then memory seating for the driver on the Accord, but not on the Civic. Now the next difference we're going to see is going to be the dashboard. And here is a picture side-by-side comparison. You pretty much have dual levels in the Accord, but they both come with soft touch, they both come with high gloss, and they both come with a glove compartment. The only difference is that the Civic does not get lockable glove compartment, to where the Accord has the lockable glove compartment. Now a big difference is going to be here for the infotainment screen. In the Accord, you're going to get 12.3 inches, to where here on the Civic you get 9 inches, but the interface looks pretty much the same as far as the cards here. But once you get in the vehicle settings, those cards or that information is going to look totally different. There you go, a picture side by side. Then this one in our video today, the Civic is the highest trim, so it's going to be equipped with maps, but you do have the option to get maps in the Accord if you go the Touring Hybrid. And let me go ahead and show you how this maps looks like, and it's a high quality. And also, if you have the maps, you are going to have the Play Store and the Google Assistance, but they all come with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, both Civic and the Accord. Now moving forward, this part right here is very, very similar between the Accord and the Civic. You have dual zone climate control in both of them, location for the heated seats, same spot, location for the emergency lights, same spot, location here for the 2 USB-C ports, same spot. The 12-volt outlet is going to be different. Here in the Civic is going to be located on the center console, to where on the Accord is going to be inside your armrest. But the wireless charging pad, same location. Different trims, different design here for the center console, but the same lever for the shifting interior transmission, same lever for the drive modes. Here on the Accord you have an EV button, but everything else is pretty much the same, besides the size and the design or shape of these cup holders. And also your armrest is going to be a little bit different. And now let's go ahead and take a look at the control here for the moonroof or the sunroof, and this is exactly the same. I believe they use the same part number, with the button to control that tilt and slide, and then sunroof, and then your sunshade is going to be manually controlled just like that. And now let's go ahead and discuss about the steering wheel, and I don't see any differences here either. And then that cluster is going to be 10.2 inches for both of them, the Accord and the Civic. You are going to have gauge layout differences, and let me go ahead and show you exactly how it looks here in the Civic, the gauge design options that you have. And here's a side-by-side comparison in pictures to see what you get in the Accord. None of these two models in our video today come with a heads-up display, but you do get the option to get heads-up display in the Accord if you go the Touring Hybrid. Left side of this steering wheel is going to be different. You have more buttons, more options here in the Civic, with your illumination wheel, and then traction control located here, to where the Accord in our video today has absolutely nothing here besides the air vents. And now the door panel is going to look different as well, because you do have that memory seat option in the Accord, to where the Civic does not offer you that. And also the button for the tailgate is going to be placed differently here on the Civic for the door, and then if you go in the Accord, you're going to get it down here. So this is the design, this is the differences between Civic and Accord for the front. Let's go ahead and take a look at the second row seating for the Civic. Now here on the second bench or second row seating for the Civic, let me remind you the most important part, the leg room. 40.8 in the Accord, here 37.4. I'm 6 feet tall. This is how much space I have. Leg room is a little bit less. You can see the difference definitely. And then the headroom, I have absolutely no issue. Seats were not simplified when it comes between the front and the second in any of them, the Accord or the Civic. So they still have perforation leather trimmed seats and they look very high quality, very plush and very comfortable. If you take long road trips with these two cars, I think they're going to be very comfortable. The rear door is going to be different in design and also size. You're going to have different trims, you're going to have different lever to open the door, but the button to control the mirror is pretty much located in the same position. Another difference you're going to see, a huge difference, is going to be your center console. In the Accord, you do get 2 air vents and 2 USB-C ports, to where here on the Civic you get nothing. But the backrest of the front seats is pretty much the same. One pocket for the passenger in both of them, no pocket for the driver in both of them. And then the armrest is going to be pretty much the same. It's going to rest on the bench. It's not floating armrest, and you do have 2 cup holders for both of them. And then the backrest is going to be different because you do have 40% for the passenger here in the Civic and 60% for the driver, to where on the Accord is the other way. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the Accord. And now I'm sitting inside the 2026 Honda Accord, and this is the Sport L Hybrid. Don't forget, Honda Accord does not offer all-wheel drive. All you get is front-wheel drive across all trim. So I just wanted to give you that information as well. Space test, exactly the same, 42.3 inches for the front, same as the Civic. This is how I fit in here. Leg room enough, headroom enough, absolutely no issue. I'm 6 feet tall, just for you to get an idea how much you can fit in this car. Now let's go ahead and discuss about the seating surface. As I showed you in the Civic, it's going to be a different design, but you do not have the memory seats for the driver in the Civic, to where the Accord has it. Now the dashboard is going to look different between the Civic and the Accord. This is what I was talking about, 2 different levels, but this grille right here, the design and the high gloss is pretty much the same, and then you do have lockable glove compartment for the Accord. There you go. And now a huge difference is going to be this infotainment screen, touch sensitive, 12.3 inches in the Accord, 9 inches in the Civic. And this is your interface. Cards here look pretty much the same, but once you get inside the interface, that's going to be different right here. There you go. Let me go ahead and show you the camera. Now, true, this one is not equipped with the parking sensor, so you're going to see a difference in a little bit design, but this is how it looks, a comparison side by side between Civic and Accord. Now let's put it back into normal, and then let's go through these settings right here for your AC, your heated seats, same location, same idea. And then you do have the 2 USB-C ports with the wireless charging pad, but the 12-volt outlet is not located here, as the Civic is going to be inside your armrest for the Accord. And now here in the Accord, you do have the EV button extra, to where the Civic does not get you that, and then different design for the cup holders. Everything else here is the same. And now the steering wheel, you're going to see that this looks pretty much the same. Let me see what I can do about this light right here. There you go. And you do have pretty much the same controls for the steering wheel on the left and the right, with high gloss and different design for the inlays or the trims between the Civic and the Accord. But then this cluster is going to be the same, 10.2 inches in both of them. Left side of the steering wheel is going to be pretty simple here in the Accord, and both of them, they do come with the manual control for the steering wheel column, and the tailgate button here in the Accord is going to be located there, to where on the Civic is on the door panel. And this door panel is missing those memory seat buttons for the Civic, and you have different inlays right there. And now we are done with the front for this Accord. Let me go ahead and quick show you the sunroof or the moonroof. Same exact idea, manually control for the sun visor, and then one button here to control for the tilt and slide. Absolutely no difference there. And you're gonna have different options as far as the rear view mirror goes, because you can get auto dimming capabilities if you do get higher trims. And now we're done with the front for the Accord. Let's go ahead and take a look at the second row seating in this 26 Honda Accord. And now second row seating of this 2026 Honda Accord. Space test 37.4 in the Civic, here 40.8, and you can definitely feel the difference between the sizes. Legroom a lot more, Headroom, not so much difference. I'm 6 feet tall, just for you to get an idea between the Accord and the Civic. This is how much space you have. Now the big difference here in the rear is also the center console, where the Accord gives you the two air vents and then the two USB-C ports. But the backrest of the front seats is going to be the same between Civic and the Accord. And then the size and the design of this rear door is going to be a little bit different. The bench is pretty much the same, it's just a design difference, and then the armrest pretty much the same with different size because the Accord is a little bit bigger. And now MSRP sticker. Let's go ahead and discuss about the Civic. $32,295 is where it starts for the highest trim in the hybrid lineup. And then if you go ahead and take a look at the Accord, the second highest trim, the Sport L, starts at $35,495. If you go highest trim in the Accord, that's going to be $39,495. That's a pretty big difference between the Accord and the Civic when comparing the top trim one against each other. So you let me know about this review, how I did. You let me know about the Civic or the Accord. Which one you prefer more? Do you like the smaller one for a quick get around the city, or do you want more space in the Accord? Let me know how I did in this comparison. The feedback I would very much appreciate if you can leave a comment in the comment section below, and I will try to get back to you as soon as possible. And please don't forget to like and subscribe. That's really going to help me out to grow this channel, bring you more comparisons like this one and more content. Thank you for watching.